I want to show you something that's kind of neat, or at least I think it's kind of neat. So this right here is an audio board. I think most people understand what this generally does. It takes audio in, it sends audio out, does a bunch of audio things, right? But here's a really cool thing about these digital boards, and this one's actually pretty darn old. But these digital boards allow you to basically take anything in and do anything with you want and then send it wherever you want. And let me show you an instance of how. So you see here I've got all these numbers here, and you might think, okay, that's your inputs. You got inputs 1 through 16. It's got 16 faders, as we call them. So you might think that if I were to just push fader 1 up and down, I'm just going to control that mic input, right? Yes, but maybe not. So what you can do is map any of these things to do, like I said, basically whatever you want. And so watch what I do here. If I go over here, this says, mix 910 monitor. And all these things start changing. Now, that's not actually changing any of the levels anywhere. These are kind of like different pages. And these are pages, as I would call them, of my outputs. So when I click on this, it's changing what only that output is going to hear. So even though you might have all your mics up, you could tell that output, I only want these mics up. Pretty cool. And it gets even better. So I don't have 16 mic inputs that I need in this studio. I only have about 10. So what am I supposed to do with these, 11 through 16 faders? I don't want to have those go to waste. Let's use them for something. So you can make a custom layer, and basically custom layer says you can map these faders to any input output you want. So I leave 1 through 10 mapped to my inputs that I have, my mic inputs and my laptop input. But 11 through 16, I map those to control the masters of my outputs. Comes super handy. So if I go ahead and click on like the in-ear over here, you'll see it changes just a couple things, because usually I only have something like the tech mic to talk into a person's ear in the studio, and the PC, which we typically use for like Zoom calls. So if someone's sitting there do a Zoom call, we don't have it in-ear monitors. That looks pretty cool. I can talk to them, and then they can hear the person they're talking to. The other option is to have it play through one of the speakers, and that works great sometimes too, but sometimes things are loud and you don't want to get feedback and other considerations, but otherwise it works pretty nicely. So that is super cool. And I remember I had my one of my producers here, and he wasn't familiar with this stuff, and we were in the middle of a test, and I went and clicked one of these, and he's like, because he's like, he just sees things going crazy and changing. I'm like, dude, nothing actually changed. These are just the outputs. And those are the settings for the outputs. So I think that's kind of cool. And of course it does all the EQs and all that type of stuff.